I tried to make this as creepy as I could because this is a scary story. So I have been binge watching horror stories, animated horror stories on the good old tube, and I figured, why not share my creepy horror story that happened some however many years ago. So here I am to share this creepy story with you guys. Dun, 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 dun. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so this story happened when I was around 7 or 8 years old, and the story has to do with myself and my cousin. Now, a little backstory: my cousin lived in the city, and she would, over the summer, always spend the summer at my grandparents' house, our grandparents' house. And our grandparents and like us, my family, we lived in the same town. So whenever she would come, we would always like go see her, and she would always come over and play with us, me and my brothers, and it was always just a lot of fun. And like, especially for me, being that I had 2 brothers and I was the only girl, like it was like, yes, another girl. I can play. I have someone that I can play Barbies and baby dolls and whatnot with. It was great. So before I also get into this, let me explain like the layout of our house. So when you walk in, when you walk through the doors, it was the living room right in front of you, and then there was the patio, and like the sliding door to get to the patio. That's like dead center as soon as you walk through the door. To the right was my parents' bedroom. Oh, another thing, when you walked in, the living room, there wasn't like a frame. There wasn't a door, but there was like a frame to get into the kitchen. But yeah. And then to the left was the dining room, and then there was another entrance to the kitchen, and then there was the laundry room, the family room, and then there was like a mini hall, and then it was my brother's room over here. My room was straight, and then the bathroom. So that was like the layout of our house. And so on this one particular night, before I even go there, sorry, so I used to sleep with my brothers because I was very scared of like the dark, and they always, not always, but for the most part, they like shared a room a lot, and I was the only girl, so I always had my own room, but I would sleep with them because I was afraid of the dark and whatnot. And I just, yeah, like I needed people. So yeah, so flash forward to this one night, my cousin comes over, and, you know, we're doing what kids do, playing and whatnot, and then it's time for bed. And so my cousin and I are in my brother's room. I should also mention, I don't remember having a TV in my room at this time. I know my brothers had a TV in their room at the time. I don't think I had one yet. And so my cousin and I were in my brother's bedroom, and I remember we had been watching TV, we had been watching movies, we were just laying down, and I want to say we fell asleep, and then we woke up, and my cousin and I decided to go in my room. And like, because I had my cousin, I wasn't scared to sleep in my room, but like I said before, I did not sleep in my room often. I always slept in my brother's. So yeah, so we get up, we go to my room, the TV is still on, key point, the TV is still on, and we go in my room, and we lay down. And I just remember all of a sudden seeing this humongous, like huge black figure, like, oh my goodness, like my shadow basically, but like, yeah, like if it was like actually like as if I was gone but just the shadow was here. It was this humongous black figure. Me and my cousin both saw it. This big black figure walks into my brother's room, walks out, and then if I remember correctly, we covered ourselves with the blanket because we were scared, but I think it walked into my room. I used to sleep with the door open. It came into my room, left, And then if I remember correctly, it went back into my brother's room, came out, and then disappeared. And I know that that doesn't sound like it's all that creepy. It's like, oh, it was probably just like your dad or like somebody. But this thing was huge. Like, it was way bigger than my dad was. Like, it was just this ginormous figure from what I remember. My cousin and I were just completely freaked out. It's a little anticlimactic. It's probably one of those like you had to be there moments, but like we were really freaked out. Of course, we're little kids. And I just remember being terrified to go to sleep. But eventually we fell asleep. And so then the following day we go to our patio, and there are footprints on the patio. And we had a TV out on the patio, and the TV was gone. Somebody had broken into our patio, stolen the TV. I don't know if they were able to get in the house. I'm assuming that my mom and dad were smart and locked the sliding door, but it just really freaked me out thinking, oh my gosh, somebody was here, somebody came and stole our TV. What if that same person got into our house and that was who my cousin and I saw? Like, I was so freaked. To this day, it freaks me out. It scares the ever-living heebie-jeebies out of me because, like, I just remember seeing this huge figure and not knowing like who or what it was because it was just this black figure. And then we wake up the next day and there's footprints from some random person on our patio and the TV is gone. Like, oh, to this day it haunts me. It was so freaky. Again, it's probably one of those you had to be there moments where it doesn't really sound creepy, but I promise you this was absolutely terrifying. OMG. I'll never know who that figure was. I'll never know. I remember, if I remember correctly, we asked my dad if he had been walking around, and I think he said no, which really freaked us out. But yeah, that was a terrifying event, especially for like little not 6, but like little 7, 8-year-old me. That was absolutely horrifying. I think after that we ended up getting a dog. Not that the dog was much help, but yeah, that was my creepy horror story. Maybe that's what I'll title this. That was my creepy horror story of the time somebody broke into the patio, and they just might have been the person that I saw that night. It's terrifying. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little creepy, weird story time. Thank you for watching. Has anything like creepy like that happened to you? Like, let me know. Go ahead, comment down and like explain that story. I wanna hear all the scary stories. And yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and that's it. I will see you guys next time. Oh, that's a wrap.